Let's talk. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Little later than lunchtime with the bullies. You know what I'm saying? It's just some things that I just don't understand. You know what I mean? I don't understand them. You know, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And listen, I don't care. I don't care about the usual suspects. I don't care about the people who say the usual things. Why are you worried about this? Why are you worried about that? We're not going to worry about that. We're going to come on here and we're going to talk about the things that we want to talk about today. You know what I mean? Whether it's fair to people, whether it's not. It is what it is. It is what it is. So the Philadelphia Eagles come out here and, you know, we signed John Ross. What's going on, Marcus Kane? Man of God, what up? What's up with y'all? J Trap, what up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? Yes, sir. What's going on, Philly Fanatic? Eagles out here signing John Ross, but why? Let's talk about it. You know, I actually think it's a great logical move. I actually think it makes sense. What's going on, Eric Stewart? I actually think it makes sense. I think it's a great logical move when you look at Devontae Parker retiring. You look at Anais Smith not being quite 100%. It makes sense, man. And I think, you know, I think that John Ross might have impressed. You know what I mean? He might have did enough to impress. You know what I mean? You can't knock nobody that do enough to impress, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't knock nobody that do enough to impress, man. He went to camp. You know what I'm saying? He was running around with the guys, and he might have did enough to impress. And then at the end of the day, what John Ross brings to the table is something that you can't teach. You cannot just teach pure straight line speed like that. You can't teach pure straight line speed like that. So I understand the need, and I understand, you know, it being a good depth piece. I understand that, man. You need a guy that can stretch the field. You need a guy that you could probably line up in the slot, take the top off the defense, because, you know, Kellen Moore is going to have those guys running some creative routes underneath, but you need somebody to keep that safety honest to get him out of the, you know what I'm saying, to get him out of the way. Ross and Peace Kellen could use in the slot and special teams. You know, we're going to see. We're going to see how it pan out. But, you know, at the end of the day, I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. You know what I mean? Given the fact that, you know, Devontae Parker, who was excited about signing with the Eagles, I'm just surprised he didn't want to compete for that spot. I'm real surprised he didn't want to compete for that spot. But you got Paris Campbell, who's also out here. A lot of people are forgetting about him. You know what I'm saying? Vic Fangio cooking. What Vic do? What Vic Fangio do? Donnie, what you talking about? What Vic Fangio do? Ross and Peace Kellen. Did I just miss something? Ross and Peace Kellen could use in the slot special teams. Yeah. What Vic doing? Hope I ain't just missed nothing. Hope I'm a little too early. That happens. But you know what I mean? Love this sign, and we got speed at the receiver. Now we can stretch the field. I like it, man. You lost Quez Watkins. You know what I'm saying? Ross, you know, looking to have a rebound or a resurgence with his career. Definitely faster than Quez Watkins. Not too many people catching Ross, man. Ross got elite speed, Olympic speed, whatever the case may be. I think Ross ran like a low 4.2. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. Ran like a low 4.2 or whatever the case may be. But I like it, man. I like it. I like it for the depth purposes, man. Oh, Zack Baun. Oh, yeah. I like Zack Baun. You know what I mean? I definitely like Zack Baun. I like what I've been knew Zack Baun had some inside linebacker experience, and I kind of figured that Fangio would, you know what I'm saying, use that to, you know, the best of his ability. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like that was going to end up happening rather sooner than later. And, you know, hey, man, that just all spells bad news for Nakobe Dean, if you ask me. And it puts more pressure on Nakobe Dean, if you ask me, man. But, yeah, man, the wildest thing to me is Dak Prescott saying that he don't play for money. It's the wildest thing in the world to me is Dak Prescott coming on TV in a press conference saying he don't play for money. You know what I mean? And how the Cowboys fans and content creators, they want to give him the good boy image so bad. So bad they want to say he's an outstanding citizen, Walter Payton Man of the Year, all of this stuff. Now, Dak, I believe, is a great guy. But to come out here and say you don't play for money, when out of active quarterbacks you've made the fifth most, $190 million you've made, you know, and this ain't pocket watching, it's just facts. You've made $190 million in 9 years of playing in the National Football League, man. $191 million, bro, in 9 years of playing in the National Football League. And you ain't even get outside the second round. What are you talking about? You don't play for money. The Dallas Cowboys offered this man a contract in 2020, $30 million. Dak Prescott is on record saying, I can't feed my family with $34 million a year. What are you talking about? You don't play for money. It don't make no sense, bro. It does not make no sense. You are slotted to get $60 million this year. $60 million this year, bro. $60 million this year. And you got two people on the roster who arguably are way better than you at their position, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, who are out here holding out for their bag. Come on, bro. I know you want to make yourself look good, but let's call a spade a spade. Everybody go on that football field for the money. Y'all not out there playing because y'all love the game for real, for real. That went away before y'all got to college because y'all knew y'all was good enough to make some money off playing the game. And it's nothing wrong with being honest, bro. It's nothing wrong with being honest. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't say, you know what I mean, a guy that made $190 million, the fifth or sixth most amongst active players, never been to a conference championship game, and saying he don't play for money. The top 5 highest paid guys, you know what I mean, are Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, in terms of how much money they made, Jared Goff, I believe. Did I say Russ? I think Russell Wilson is up there. Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, make it make sense, man. Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott, obviously, we know they're the only ones that haven't been successful. But, you know, when you're talking about that type of money, man, that type of money is usually reserved for elite quarterbacks. Usually reserved for elite quarterbacks. So, you know what I mean? To make $190 million, you know what I'm saying, and be the 6th highest paid out of active players, and to never even go outside the second round, never play in a championship game, you know what I'm saying, to say you don't play for money is just wow. So if you don't play for money, you know what I mean, take a discount. You up for a contract, take a discount and make sure CeeDee and them get paid. Take a discount. The reason why the Dallas Cowboys aren't able to make moves is because of your contract. So take a discount there. We'll see. I would love to see how this ends, because I just hate hypocrisy, bro. I hate the hypocrisy, man. It just don't make no sense, man. I think them dudes are in for a rude awakening this year. You know what I'm saying? I think that it falls from underneath of them, and they're gonna end up having to rebuild, man, after this season. Vic had White at Mike and Baun at Will. That's not good for N'Kobe. That's not good for N'Kobe. Like when you listen to Vic Fangio's press conference, Vic Fangio talks about Zack Baun a lot. He talks about Zack Baun a lot. He is talking about Zack Baun a lot. Vic Fangio was destined and determined to pick the best linebacker combination possible, bro. Possible. You know what I'm saying? Trotter Jr. might not be ready, so you might see a lot of Zack Baun. Trotter Jr. just might not be ready. You might see a lot of Zack Baun. Dean just might not never be what we wanted him to be. So you might see a lot of Zack Baun. And that's okay, man. If N'Kobe Dean ain't what we thought he was going to be, we got backup. We got contingency plans in place for that. We have a young linebacker that we can throw in the fire if we need be. We got Zack Baun, which I think is a really, really underrated signing, for real, for real. I really, truly believe that the Zack Baun signing was a really underrated signing. Extremely underrated, man. Y'all got to understand something, man. We lost Fletcher Cox this year. We lost our veteran presence in the middle of the defensive line. The linebackers have to step up, bro. They have to step up. They have to step up. You got to put the most experienced dudes out there, bro. N'Kobe Dean, I'm sorry to say this, bro, but it's very, very likely, it's very possible that could be a bust. Because N'Kobe Dean was drafted to come out here and be the linebacker of the future. You know what I'm saying? Eagles paying Smith $25 a year will destroy Dallas and Vikings negotiations with CeeDee Lamb and Jefferson, both number 1 options, and probably won 30 mil or more per year. Yeah, you know what I mean? Listen, Listen, man. Devonta Smith could have hit the market and got $28 to $30 million. He could have hit the market and got $28 to $30 million. But not only did the Eagles find an elite talent when they drafted him and a Heisman winner and things like that, they found a guy that's extremely humble. Extremely humble. They found a guy that feels like, they found a guy that values $500,000. Did you see the blogs posting Smitty crib? He just signed a $75 million deal, but bought this house for $600,000. A conservative guy who understands that a $75 million contract is generational wealth. I don't have to be greedy with $75 million. I don't have to be greedy with $75 million. I don't. And I don't need to go buy a mansion. I could go buy a $600,000 house outright. Outright, I could go get me a $600,000 crib. Conservative, good neighborhood. He really from the mud. He looking at things differently than other people. So when you got a guy who wants to keep the core together, take 25 and keep the core together, that's a special player right there. CeeDee Lamb is not taking no cut, bro. CeeDee Lamb is not taking no deal, and it's not a bad thing. That's not a knock on CeeDee Lamb. It is not a knock on CeeDee Lamb. But CeeDee Lamb is out there producing at a level that says, I should not take nothing less than $30 million a year. Nothing less than $30 million a year. Micah Parsons has been boosted up and held as a generational talent. Micah Parsons is going to go after that Bosa bag. They are on TV all the time talking about how good Micah Parsons is, how good CeeDee Lamb is. They have promoted these guys and elevated these guys' name to an echelon that says I need to get paid. D-Lo, what's up? To an echelon that says I need to get paid. And there's nothing wrong with nobody going out there for what they worth. But my issue with this is when you say it's not about money and stuff like that. When you made $190 million in 9 years, that's the sixth highest amongst active players. $190 million in 9 years, and you've never been outside the second round. You are on the books to get $60 million this year. You have single-handedly with dog. They offered him. I remember this vividly. In 2022, they offered him 34. They offered Dak 34 mil. 34 mil they offered him. He said, I can't feed my family with $34 million a year. This shit made headlines, bro. It made headlines. Everybody's like, what? You can't feed your family with $34 million a year? That's ludicrous. That is ludicrous to even say something like that. So already, then they had to come correct and give him 40. I remember that. They had to come correct and give him 40. Come correct and give him the deal that he got right now, and it was so heavy on the back end that he's due to get 60 this year. Dak Prescott, now from a monetary standpoint, that the best play, and Dak's agents and Dak, everybody around Dak will tell him this. Dak's best option is to not even sign an extension this year, unless it's saying we're gonna get you $55 to $60 million a year. He should not even sign an extension with the Dallas Cowboys this year unless they're talking that type of money. Because he's going to get 60, 58, I think. He's going to get 58. If they don't extend him, he's going to get 58. They almost got to extend him to give themselves some early cushion, but the money's still going to come back to haunt them later. That roster is going to have a bunch of John Does on it. Dak with a big contract, CeeDee with a big contract, Micah with a big contract. That's how I was looking for this thing to be set up, man. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, we just got to marvel at how Howie Roseman do business. We got to marvel at it. This morning on Twitter, you got Cowboys fans saying, oh, CeeDee Lamb, the best wide receiver in the league. Then they start to compare him to AJ because we're excited about Kellen Moore moving AJ Brown all over the field. Oh, CeeDee Lamb been being moved over the field. I'm like, bruh, AJ got paid twice. AJ got paid twice. AJ was at day one of OTAs. He got paid twice. Our star players are paid and taken care of. So what are they able to do? They're able to come out here, be happy, and help school these young bulls and get them up to speed. Because they got their business taken care of. Like I said, man, the smart thing for Dak Prescott to do, in all actuality, is to not sign the extension, take the $60 million, and then go hit free agency next year. Minnesota will give him $60 million a year. Then go hit free agency next year. Tennessee will give him $55, $60 a year. The Giants will give him $60 a year. There's a lot of teams out here that will pay Dak Prescott next year. A lot of teams that will pay Dak Prescott next year. So you know what I mean? It's about what he want. Do you want to be like? I've never seen a player have all the leverage like this. He had all the leverage. He got all the leverage, man. He got all the leverage, and I respect him. I respect him for it. But if you're a Cowboys fan or content creator and you championing this guy for saying he don't play for money, you think that's some type of flex? When all you got to do is do your research and see how much money he got paid, and for the accomplishments that he accomplished, how much money he got paid? Y'all paid him $190 million to be the Walter Payton Man of the Year, or $190 million to go out there and win playoff games. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. So no, nobody's going to throw that in my face on Twitter. Oh, I don't play for money, man. That's cap. That's Capricorn. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It just makes me feel happy. It makes me be so thankful that I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan and all my players are paid. All my dogs are paid, bruh. Dak's last season in Dallas is looking inevitable. It is. Yo, LB, I'm at 2 games so far, and when we play the Saints, you know the other one. Oh yeah, I already know. I'm at a couple so far too. I'm at opening day, and I'm at the Ravens joint December 1st. Yep. Yeah, they was super flexing Walter Payton Man of the Year. They was flexing that joint hard. Walter Payton Man of the Year award. I mean, that's cool. You know what I mean? You're a humanitarian and all of that, but like, what are you talking about? 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 You're a humanitarian, and people despise Ben Roethlisberger, but his name always gonna be mentioned because he won on a football field. Ben Roethlisberger's not a humanitarian. A lot of people can't stand Ben Roethlisberger. Primarily women. If you know, you know. But he's always going to be in the history books for winning them 2 Super Bowls. Who's going down the history for winning the Walter Payton Man of the Year award? Great achievement. Listen, I'm not knocking the achievement. But if that don't get you in a Canton, you probably already mentioned it, but what you think about the Ross signing? If he gets serious, we can have a deep. I like the Ross signing, man. I like the Ross signing for sure. I really like the Ross signing, D-Lo. But this is my thing about the Ross signing. If they're gonna keep Ross, they better keep him now, and Jalen got to start working on timing, because Ross is a guy that you really got to throw the ball far out there for on a go route if he open. I ain't saying Jalen don't got the arm strength, but for some of them speed dudes, man, if you don't have like a special arm, it all comes down to timing. Like Rodgers could just flick of the wrist, get it out there 65, 70 yards. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes, flick of the wrist. Allen, flick of the wrist. Everybody else that I didn't name got to do it with timing. Got to do it with timing. You know what I'm saying? And Jalen Hurts and AJ timing is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts and Smitty timing is impeccable because they got reps and repetitions in. Jeff Stoutland going to polish Mekhi Becton up. Watch LB. Oh, I already know that. I think he's going to be a comeback player of the year. You know what I'm saying? Mekhi Becton definitely got all-world potential. You coming to Tampa, LB? I ain't even thinking. I ain't even thinking about that one. That should be a vibe. Who you going with? Philly Sports Trips? But yeah, man, I'm loving the John Ross signing, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like it. They like John Ross. But dog, Devontae Parker, who I didn't think was going to make the roster anyway, he retired. Anaya Smith, you know what I'm saying? He's not healthy. He's not good to go. He's not good to go. If you look right now, out of all the healthy wide receivers you got AJ, you got Smitty, you got Paris Campbell, You know what I mean? Johnny Wilson ain't ready. He ain't ready to turn up. Like I said, Anais Smith, it must be his injury must be a little more serious. Whatever it is, but it is what it is. Oh, I was absolutely loving seeing Jalen Hurts under center in OTAs, man. The play action about to be crazy for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. They didn't get into a lot of things that was too schematic based or nothing like that. But man, I'm telling you, man, the way that this offense look, man, with the being under center, play action, you know what I'm saying? The RPO with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley looked like he's ready to play today, man. A lot of motion. They did see a lot of motion. They saw a lot of A.J. Brown being moved all over the place. I'm saying, man, the creativity of this offense should be on full display. Full display. Full display. All they got to do is simplify this, you know what I'm saying, for Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts is going to know where he got to go. And everything is going to work inside. It's going to be a well-oiled machine if they simplify this. Well-oiled machine. What do I think about Mike Thomas from the Saints as a potential look for wide receiver? I'm not opposed to it. As long as he come in and know his role, know that his time has passed. Come in and know your role. Vet minimum. Tell me you coming to Tampa, fam, so I can get these tickets. I don't know yet, Herb. I don't know yet. You talking about a ticket for me and you? I got to see the date. Man. I would love to be in Tampa for sure, though. I definitely would love to be out there in Florida. Good weather. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, the John Ross thing, man, I'm cool with it. I'm good on it. I understand why it has to be done. You know what I mean? You need depth at the wide receiver position. You need depth at it. I think Johnny Wilson going to the practice squad. Ross got time with some reps. So I ain't mad at it. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it. I'm ready for the season to start. You know what I mean? You got to understand, man, that the Philadelphia Eagles have the best offense on paper in the National Football League. There's no offense with more star names on it than the Philadelphia Eagles right now. And you just lost Kelce. This roster on the offensive side of the ball is stacked. My one guarantee is this. Barring injury, Jalen Hurts will break the passing yard record set by Carson Wentz in 2019. You think Campbell going to win that third spot? I think Campbell going to win that third spot. I think Campbell going to win that third spot. Campbell's the best. He's the best slot guy on the team. Paris Campbell is the best slot guy on the team. He's the best slot guy on the team. So, yeah, I think he's a shoo-in. Paper and Sunday are two different things. Well, you go somewhere else and you talk to somebody else about that. I said what I said. This is the best offense in the league on paper and on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? This is the best offense in the league on paper and on Sunday. Our issue is this, that the only thing that I'm worried about is abandoning the run. And I don't see that being an issue with how much money you pay Saquon. I think Saquon should be the focal point of the offense, bro, for a large portion of the first 8 games. I think that you should ground and pound with these big behemoths that you paid on the offensive line. Landon Dickerson, Mailata, you know what I'm saying, Cam Jurgens. The only person that got to the second level better than Cam Jurgens was the guy he replacing in Kelce. Tyler Steen, I want to see what he got. But I think you should run the ball and start cooking with the play action. None of that crazy dropping back and shotgun every play, RPO. No, bro, no. If we come out playing the game like that with the RPO from the shotgun, then Nick Sirianni is still calling the calls, because that was never a part of the identity of Kellen Moore. Now, it's cool to switch to that package from time to time, but that was never a part of the identity of Kellen Moore. If we come out in them formations and not heavy with tight ends and things like that, so we can run out of these formations, we can run out of 12 personnel, then Nick Sirianni is still in charge, and we got issues. We got issues. Cooper DeJean returning punts at OTAs right now. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you're right. NC's not playoffs. I don't think we will so much because Barkley going to demand the ball more. What you mean? You don't think we're going to run so much because Barkley going to demand the ball more? Barkley is not going to demand anything. Barkley is coming in to try to be an extra piece. Barkley going to do what he told. Barkley not going to say, y'all not giving me the ball. That's not even Barkley MO. But what's understood don't got to be explained. He should get the ball. It's Saquon Barkley behind one of the best offensive lines in the league. He should get the ball. Saquon Barkley was getting the ball behind the worst offensive line in the league and still producing. Saquon Barkley should get the ball to set up play action. Set up play action, set up these naked boots with Jalen Hurts. Come on, bro. It's almost too easy, man, what's about to happen to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's almost too easy. The Philadelphia Eagles, I swear to God, man, they should be 50% run, 50% pass. They got the perfect team to have a balanced offense, yo. 50-50, 50% run, 50% pass. Anything else is inexcusable, man. Throwing the ball too much, throwing the ball more than half of the time, or running the ball more than half of the time is inexcusable with how balanced this offense is. By pedigree, he is the best running back we've had since Shady. By pedigree. You know what I'm saying? Arguably better than Shady. Arguably, very arguably, Saquon Barkley is better than Shady. Drew, what up? Passing yards and touchdowns, yeah, I can agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, it is what it is. You talk like you know what you're talking about, but you don't. But you hear. But you hear, bro. But you hear. You came here just to tell me that. You hear, though. And you probably been here for a long time. You probably been here for a long time. So you should take your opinion, turn it sideways, and stick it right up there, bro. Take what you think about me, turn it sideways, and stick it right up there, bro. Nobody don't care what you think. You here caring what I think. You here with me. I didn't go live and say, where are you at? Come join me. Come on, cornball. Let's see if Saquon stay healthy. I bet he'll get hurt this season. You a clown. You a clown for a comment like that. What are my comments on Cooper DeJean? I like Cooper DeJean. They started him with the second team yesterday playing in the nickel. Now I'm hearing he returning punts. He could do everything. He could do everything. I like Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean was a guy that I was vouching for if you check on the channel. A guy that I was vouching for. People say I don't know what I'm talking about, but almost every draft, at least one guy I vouch for gets drafted. Cooper DeJean, Quez Watkins. You know what I'm saying? At least one guy I vouch for gets drafted. And I'm not talking about the shoe-in guys that you're gonna get, you know what I mean, in the first 2 rounds. You know what I mean? I be finding diamonds in the rough because I know my team. How you feel about the line so far? My biggest question on offense, any good news on Jurgens? I ain't heard nothing bad or good about Jurgens. I haven't heard anything about Jurgens. But you know what I mean? But Jurgens is a guy that a lot rides on. Pause. A lot is riding on Cam Jurgens to be able to pick up this offense and to able to be somewhat of at least 80% of what Kelce was. You know what I mean? At least 80% of what Kelce was. A lot is riding on that, man. So, you know, we feel like we're going to be good or whatever the case may be. But also at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It all depends on what we get out of Cooper DeJean. I mean, what we get out of Cam Jurgens. But all right, y'all, I'm going to let y'all go, man. About to go ahead, get the kids out of school. You know what I mean? We're going to